My dad got mad at me for drinking coffee when I was young. He was like, that'll ruin your nervous system. Every actor needs a great nervous system. I called them and they said, don't you have your own rescue? I said, no, I want that dog. I was like, oh, dear Lord, we are in for it.
Well, hello. All right. Welcome to Dogs and Coffee, the podcast where we sit down with some of the most inspiring animal lovers, advocates, and everyday heroes over a great cup of coffee. I'm Rocky Kanaka.
And I'm Kelly Kanaka, and each week we bring you heartwarming stories, meaningful conversations, and a celebration of the incredible bond between humans and their pets.
Today, we're honored to be joined by someone who truly does walk the walk. She's an actress, a director, a daughter of entertainment titan Clint Eastwood, and the founder of a rescue organization that saved hundreds of lives, both two and four-legged. Allison Eastwood is coming on the show today.
Woo woo!
So our guest today, what do you think her go-to coffee order will be?
If I had to guess, she has a lot of animals and she wakes up and has a lot of work to do in the morning. So I'm going to go with black coffee. Just pour and go.
Just pour and go.
Uh-huh.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, black coffee.
I think, okay, yes. But you know what? I agree with you, which I think you'll find me doing a lot of during this podcast for my safety. I'm kidding. But I think because she probably grew up on the sets of movie studios with her dad being Clint Eastwood. And so there's a lot of black coffee. But think about it. Like, when have you had good black coffee on set?
I mean, this set, of course.
Yeah. Touche. No, but I think, well, sometimes there's good coffee, but a lot of times it is just like, it's really rough. You just get it down because you're trying to go. And so you're going to need things, creamer, dairy, or whatever. But I'm going to go one step further. California girl. So certainly not milk, like cow milk.
That's a good point.
Almond, soy, probably not soy, probably almond.
Almond.
But oat is all the rage. I'm going to say oat.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll find out. Okay, so what kind of dog do you think she's going to bring with her today?
I know exactly.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I mean, I just know. Like, no one told me. I know.
Oh. How?
German Shepherd. Because she's doing rescue, right? And German Shepherds are a lot to handle. And she can handle them, I bet. If she's running a rescue, like a German Shepherd is what a toy poodle is to most people.
Yeah.
Just no problem. She leashes that dog up or has an awesome harness on this dog. It is on command. It's going to be like walking in between her legs on command right by her side.
I bet she probably has a German Shepherd, but I feel like for the sake of traveling, maybe it's a smaller dog because small dogs are just so easy to pick up and go.
Yeah. For our listeners, I would say in your mind, build what kind of dog Allison Eastwood has. Because we do know she's bringing one of her dogs. It's not one of the rescue dogs.
One
from
of her personal dogs.
But before she comes on, we have some fun stuff. You want to start with the first segment we'll go into called The Scoop?
The Scoop.
A lot of you longtime viewers of Sitting with Dogs know The Scoop. If the dog is willing to come around and wants a little comfort, they can come in my lap and they can have a little comfort and rest, some dad hugs, whatever they need. So we thought we'd title this The Scoop just to carry on that tradition.
Awesome. I think it's great. And so with The Scoop, these are going to be some top news articles that are trending. And the first one we have up is a rescue dog is set to become the first shelter-to-soldier morale dog to be stationed on a U.S. Navy ship.
That's cool.
Which I think is awesome because we know how much a dog contributes to overall well-being, your happiness, everything, your everyday life. It's amazing. And now to give that support to our service members, I think is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, and I guess I should know, and I don't know, is a morale dog just standard on a working Navy ship? And this is the first one that is coming from the shelter?
So they are working with a nonprofit called Shelter to Soldier, who has been training shelter dogs to be psychiatric service animals for military veterans. But now they're working directly with the U.S. Navy to bring them on the boats.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
The first one is going to be on the USS Macon Island, which will be stationed out of San Diego.
Oh, that's neat.
Okay, this is another feel-good story. Shohei Ohtani is writing a book about his dog, Decoy.
Well, okay, for those of you who don't know, Dodgers superstar.
Yes, pitcher, amazing, good human being. And I'm a big fan of this because when I grew up in a baseball household, so I'm sure my family's like, go Dodgers.
Yeah, but just to really dig in.
Yes.
Like you went to college on a scholarship playing softball. Like baseball is life at your family.
Yes. And I think when we first started dating, your main concern was, oh, I didn't play baseball.
Yeah, I subscribed to ESPN just to like try to get in good with the fam.
Yeah. So that's really exciting because one, I think Ohtani is a stellar human. Like, let me tell you a story about him. So when they were recruiting him to come to the Dodgers, one of the other players' wives on the Dodgers, who Ohtani's number is number 17.
Okay, yeah.
Joe Kelly on the Dodgers has number 17, and his wife was campaigning to say, I will give you my husband's number. Please just come.
That's funny.
Yeah. And so as a thank you, Ohtani sent his wife a new Porsche.
Wow.
I know.
That's
I mean, it was obviously a big contract. He could afford to do that, but class act, in my opinion.
yeah, he could afford to do that. He also could have sent like a bottle of wine, you know? So like that's above and beyond. Man. All right, I'm gonna if he ever needs anything from us, let's make it happen. Would he like to adopt a dog from us?
Well, he does have a very interesting kind of dog, which I have never heard of until I looked it up.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
For all the listeners, let me describe this dog to you, and then we'll try to guess it together. Oh yeah, I don't know what kind of dog that is. I'm guessing it's something fancy. If you're listening, it's like it would almost look like a Cavalier, like a King Charles Cavalier, but maybe mixed with a terrier. But it's not. It's a pure breed. It's not a mixed breed. It's got brown. It's got two brown like spot eyes with the ears are brown, and then
Kind
white,
of shaggy,
almost like a Benji but skinny.
or like a Havanese mixy type
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, I don't.
Anyways,
I
what
don't
do you
know.
think the dog is?
It's not a mix.
No.
Then I don't know. It's got to be something fancy.
It is a Dutch, I'm going to butcher this, Kooiker Hanja.
Well, it's funny because I almost guessed that, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I'm going to have to Google how to pronounce that.
Okay, I know a lot of dog breeds, and I never in my life have heard of that.
Yeah.
Never.
It's it's Dutch origins.
Okay.
And it's usually a working dog.
And they like Porsches.
Yeah, particularly in decoy work to lure ducks.
You ready for mine?
I'm ready.
Okay, this one's a little heavier, but I thought like I think we need to bring some of the real news here in the scoop because that's what we're dealing with at the shelter when we're there.
Okay.
So recently, Georgia police dog didn't make it after he was left in a hot patrol car.
That hurts.
That's extremely heavy because you hear of this, people leaving their dogs in cars and in hot cars on hot days, and you just can't fathom how anyone could do that. Like it still happens on a regular basis. And I don't know the number exactly, but I'd say, I think like 20, if I had to just guess, about 20 states have laws against it, but a lot of them don't. So like you can't, outside of just that dog being personal property and maybe you getting fined for that, it's not necessarily a crime.
Yeah, it is hot. Your dogs and kids should not be left in your car. And it seems like pretty often we are hearing about these stories happening across the country. So how did it happen? Was it neglect or was there a fail switch or something?
That's what I went into. So like I dug into it because I'm like, wait a minute. Like if a lot of times police officers are really good about breaking windows and like it should be a law that you can absolutely break a window if a dog,
especially if
is
they're a
in the
dog
car.
handler, police officer.
Yeah. So I guess what happened is, the officer got fired. So didn't end well for them either. They put out a statement, and I'm not reading word for word, but it was something along the lines of there's a mechanism in the car that's supposed to alert you because they left the AC running. Because canine patrol cars, the dog will often stay in the car if they're out doing something. So the AC is left running, and there's a device in there supposedly that is supposed to alert you if something goes wrong. That wasn't working, or that failed. And the reason they let the officer go is they felt that they were in there too long and didn't take precautions to go check on the dog longer than, I guess, the allotted time, which is really sad. And I think, like, even at our farm, on the little doggy condos that we have multiple fail safes because we have the mini split. We do more like HVAC checkups. We have the heating and cooling guy come out twice a year versus just like every couple of years. We stress test it before the hot days, so we'll turn it on for a whole week really low. We have the app on our phone from the system, like a smart thing that alerts me, you, caretaker at our team, on our team. And then we also have a system that sits that's not connected, that sits in the unit that will send us a text message. So like you have to have multiple things because it's not fair to risk. Yeah. And it wouldn't even get as hot as a car in the doggy condo, but dogs can't handle that.
Right. Yeah, it's our responsibility.
So anyways, the reason I bring that up is I don't want to bring anybody down, but I want people to know and like remind your friends, family, neighbors, if you ever see it, if I see it, I've seen it a couple times before. One time I was able to like pull the window down to get the dog air, and then we called the police. And wow, this was like 10 years ago. And I almost broke the window, but then I was able to kind of jimmy it down. It was an older car. But yeah, I just, folks, don't leave your dogs in hot cars. Okay, I think you're really going to like this one. All right, so I found this. Do you know Shannon Storm's, I think it's Bedore?
Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, tell me.
News specifically tailored to my wife from the Real Housewives of OC.
Yep. My hometown.
And your go-to show.
Well, only when you're sleeping.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, or I have to wear headphones, yep.
I don't know, man. It just pierces my ears sometimes, but they all seem really nice. Okay, so Shannon recently adopted a new dog. And what's really neat is so her current dog, she has a golden retriever. And she recently adopted a new golden retriever. Mm-hmm. But how it came about is not like the normal through line of you just go to the shelter and adopt. Because she wanted to make sure her current dog, whose name is
Archie. I know this. Archie, come on. I know Archie.
Okay. Sorry. Her current dog, Archie, she wanted to make sure Archie was okay with that. So how do you do that? Normally, you do like a dog test.
Yeah, meet and greet.
Nope, she took it to the next level. Brought in a dog psychic.
A pet psychic.
So dogs or cats, parrots or hamsters.
Okay.
And the list goes on. Although Shannon admitted it was the first time she sought life advice from a pet psychic, it seems Archie may have been onto something. We were thinking for a long time that Archie might need a sibling. Archie said yes through the pet psychic.
Well, great. I mean, I am just glad that she adopted a dog. I don't care how she got to that point, but I have never used a pet psychic. Have you?
No, but do you believe in it?
Why don't we try it out? I think I know what we're doing this weekend. Yeah. Well, and she got a purebred that she adopted. So it's out there if you want it.
Yeah, true.
Kudos to her.
Okay. That's the scoop. Fun news. Okay, we should also do the flip, which is a heartfelt segment of some really amazing, heartwarming dog stories, which we believe in.
Absolutely. Okay, so this first one is about a dog named Miss Nibbles.
Miss Nibbles.
So for those of you listening, Miss Nibbles is an older bulldog who has a head that's like the size of their entire body.
I'm already in love.
Wrinkles, cute as can be, but she has this massive tumor that's so big, it's literally sitting on the floor and she can barely walk because of it. So she was hours away from being put down when a South Florida rescue stepped in and saved her. And now she is safe, sweet as ever, and awaiting surgery. One,
it's really sweet. And if you see, it's really sweet. But two, I think there's also like, when you hear that story, it kind of not glosses over it, but you don't realize how often that doesn't happen.
Right.
Because of the medical costs associated, especially with a senior dog. So like senior dogs are less likely to get adopted because people say, oh, I want a puppy, or, they feel they would be really sad if they had a senior dog. And then dogs with medical situations are less likely to be adopted because you have an uphill cost for medical. I mean, if you had to guess, how much do you think her procedures cost?
Oh, man. I mean, it really just depends if it's a tumor that just needs to be removed, but is it cancer? Like it could be extensive.
I'm going to say 2 to 10,000.
Oh, yeah. But that's a pretty big range.
Yeah, but even 2,000, like who has that kind of money?
Right.
A lot of times we don't talk about it because then what happens is people get upset because they go, man, imagine that $10,000 could have helped 100
amount of dogs, right?
Or 500 dogs or whatever. What do you, I guess I throw it out to you listening. Do you think it's worth it? Like, is it okay to spend $10,000 on a dog versus across all of the dogs? I say yes. If that's what the rescue's mission is, right?
I say yes because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
So you know our answer. But I also don't fault the shelter that says, we can't spend that kind of money. We've got to allocate it to save more dogs. I guess what I'm saying is like, I lay no fault at anyone's feet.
Yeah. And I think that's when you have situations like rescues who have the availability to bring in funds to do those sorts of things, whereas a city shelter doesn't really have access to those kind of treatments or fundraising and things like that. So, Miss Nibbles, we wish you the best. And I am certain she is going to be nice and cozy on a couch one day soon.
Okay. I, for one, feel better after hearing Miss Nibbles' story. You know what I would love to do also in these podcasts? Is have farm updates. And just, at least for the first few podcasts and every now and again, just talk about like what we're doing and why we're doing this podcast. Why are we doing this podcast?
I think we love dogs. We love coffee. They are two things that are very prominent in our life.
Yeah.
And I think it just opens the conversation to new and exciting things in people. And the more good that we can do by talking about the connection of dogs and humans, the better. And hopefully we can inspire people to get involved, however that may be, whether it's fostering, volunteering, sharing a post, donating to their local shelter. And if none of that's for you, then I guess grab a cup of coffee. Why are you doing this podcast?
A lot of different reasons I'm excited about this. One is because my heart hurts. Like, I think that I'm sitting in the kennels and we're winning a lot. We were winning a lot. Dreams are coming true because we're able to help this dog with folks like you listening out there. And it's just really made it possible to almost, I'd say like 8 out of 10 dogs we share, we're able to get adopted. Mm-hmm. It's like what I don't show because I want to show the positive side of rescue because I think so many times you see all those sad, negative stories of like, this dog's not going to make it or this dog didn't make it. And so I want to show the positive aspect because there's so many good things happening, but it gets heavy. It gets heavy. And like, there are days where I don't want to get out of bed. And like, there are days where I can't go to the shelter because I don't think I can shake it off, and I'm going to carry that into the kennel with me when I sit with dogs. Because if you haven't seen the show we do, we sit with dogs. Man, we're really good at naming stuff, aren't we? It's so
pretty
creative.
Straightforward.
Man, these guys, we should start a marketing company. So I want to start a new energy drink company. You should call it Energy Drink.
Someone's going to take that.
But yeah, and we lose a lot too, and we don't talk about those losses. Like, we win more than we lose, but sometimes we'll go to a shelter and like we were at an out-of-state shelter and we didn't even get to share that because we couldn't publish a video because the dog didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's hard. And so I hope this is a fun, creative outlet to talk to other people. I want to see how the other side lives. Like celebrities, like what are their dogs drinking from crystal bowls? Are they just like us where they're outside embarrassed of themselves, begging their dog to go potty before bed?
Yes.
Or does their butler take their dog out? You know, I don't know. I want to know. I want to know these things.
Yeah. Or
right?
do they sleep in bed with them?
Yeah.
Are they on a dog bed on the ground or in a crate?
So yeah, so I think that'll be neat, and I want to talk to experts and other people in this field that I can't always do in the kennel. I can't follow up the best trainer in the world, or someone that's really moving the needle forward, or someone else that has a rescue or ranch, like our guest today, Alison Eastwood. Like, so I think it'll be really neat, and I also want to see the questions and the things that our community is interested in. I want to bring those to the surface, and I'll drink some good coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. I think it would be neat to travel and go to different places and visit a shelter while we're there, and go to a local coffee shop and film. And how we kind of do it too, a little behind the scenes is kind of fun. Slowest day of the coffee shop, slower hours, and then we just pay them for the time, so that is if they were making the revenue from the coffee. So that way it helps support local coffee shops too. It would be neat if they could serve flip coffee for like, forever, but even for a week or a month, while we're there. And whatever their coffee is, we support their coffee and their brand. It's not, there are lots of great coffees out there. Ours is the best. But yeah, so I think it would be really fun. Where do you vision this seeing, or like what guests would you like to see on the podcast?
I mean, the list is endless. I mean, Allison Eastwood, obviously.
And check. If she shows up. I hope she shows up.
I know, right? I don't know. Who do you want to see?
Yeah, I think there would be a lot of good guests. Some people that I think would be fun would be like true dog lovers, celebrities that you see out there that love dogs or love coffee, or both.
The ones who are like in their jammies, haven't gotten dressed, but they know they got to walk their dog and a photo's going to be taken of them and they don't care.
And dog rescue is great, but also just people who love dogs. Like we love all dogs.
Yeah.
So I'd love to have, I guess I throw it out to you guys. What celebrities or experts would you love to see on the show? Okay. Farm. You want a farm pup date?
Let's do it. Yeah. I think everyone is always asking us for pup dates, especially on the dog. So
there's so many. Which one should we?
Well, I feel like we got to talk about Lily.
Lily. Yeah, Lily. I was going to say. Yeah, she's such a sweet little girl. Okay, so if you don't know, if this is the first time you're here, we pulled these two little dogs from the shelter, and we didn't know if they had swimmer syndrome or short spine syndrome. There was something off. Their hind legs didn't work, but they look like little plushy dolls.
They do. Little loaves of bread with sticks for legs, just walking around.
Like AI-generated cartoons. Their heads is bigger than their bodies. It's because they're malformed, but it's
right. Well, we were hoping that maybe they were part corgi, but we did a DNA test. They're not. Their bodies are a result of.
You want to try to say it? Go ahead.
Epiphyseal dysplasia.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I've been practicing.
So we learned. We never heard of that. It's a rare condition. And Katie, the little sister, didn't make it. And so we helped her over the Rainbow Bridge with all her favorite foods, including chocolate, and everyone threw a fit. But guys, dogs can't have chocolate unless it's like their final 2 minutes of their life. Come on. Anyways, Lily is still with us. And we kind of got the final prognosis that it'll be probably anywhere between a year, well, maybe, we hope, a year to a few years. And so we're keeping her on the farm. She's our first forever
farm dog.
Yeah, farm dog. So she'll be on Flip's farm, which is our farm that helps rehabilitate dogs. And I couldn't be happier. It was a really tough decision to make.
Yeah. Well, we're not a sanctuary.
We're not.
And we don't want to become a sanctuary. We can't just hoard a bunch of dogs, because then we won't be able to continue to save more.
Not that that's what sanctuaries do.
Right.
We just don't want to do that.
And so with Lily, I think it's just because she needs so much therapy and medical attention, and it's going to cost a lot. It's going to take a lot of time. And to ask somebody else of that would just be a huge ask.
Yeah.
And also because her time here will likely be much shorter, that we will be able to make that hard decision when the time comes, that if she's in too much pain, that it's just time to say goodbye. And so it's a lot to ask of somebody else to take that on.
But I think, she'll get to be a part of our family, and we, not like in our house, but on the farm. And she'll get to be a part of everything. Like we're about to do a harvest of the coffee cherries on our coffee farm. That's the whole idea. It's a coffee farm, and then the coffee helps support the dog rescue. And so she'll get to be a part of that. And how exciting is that? I think next month is when we'll be harvesting. Maybe a couple weeks from now, we'll do a big harvest day with friends and family. And yeah, okay. That's the Flip Farms pup date. Today, Allison Eastwood is joining us with her dog, Banjo. Adorable. Look at this little one. Can't wait to find out more. Welcome. I'm Rocky. This is my wife, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Nice to meet you.
And everyone, this is Allison. But more importantly, who is this?
This is the star of the show. This is Banjo. Banjo Eastwood Poitras. Sounds like there needs to be the third behind that, but no, she's just, she's actually was with another rescue, and I saw her picture on Facebook, and I said, that's our dog. Like that's her. And I called them and they said, don't you have your own rescue? Like, why are you calling? I said, no, I want that dog. So I went through the process like any person and filled out the application and paid the fee and did the whole thing.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because it is funny with like when you know. And yeah, it's kind of wild to think you had a rescue. They were probably a little suspicious.
Yeah, I think they were just confused. I mean, they were just like, we don't get it, you know? And I just said, you know, that's the dog. I don't know why that was her. And she's been with us ever since.
She is a bit.
How old is she?
I think she's about 7 now. I mean, I think of her as like, we got her at 8 months. So I think of her as a baby. She still acts like one.
Always a baby.
And what kind of dog?
We think she's, I actually haven't done the DNA test, but we think she's a Karen Terrier mix.
Okay.
They're very, very gentle. They're terriers. So they put the terror in everything. It's the way it goes.
For our listeners, she's like this cute, white, fluffy, scruffy dog in a cute,
Fluffy, scruffy.
Yeah, fluffy, scruffy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she would be our daughter and son couldn't be, or she'd be the perfect plushie for them right now.
Yeah.
And she would not like that. But she's got this gray spot around her eye and 2 like gray brown ears. Just
That's very traditional for terriers, like, you know, Jack Russells or, you know, rat terriers. They have like the circles around their eyes with the spots. Her whole little belly is all spotted.
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah. Oh, she still got that puppy belly, huh?
Well, she had breakfast and we didn't.
He didn't restrict.
I haven't taken her out yet.
They brought no.
Yeah, we'll go for a walk after this.
So cute. You may not have seen Dogs and Coffee yet because you are one of our first guests. So how this works is we talk about whatever you want to talk about, but specifically dogs and coffee. So
Okay, yeah,
I put a lot of thought into the title.
I figured it was self-explanatory.
But welcome to our cafe.
Yeah.
What can we get you to drink?
I know it's coffee, but do you do tea?
Okay.
I just do black tea. Would be great. Like,
Well,
no.
Yes. But
you have to make it.
Oh, I see.
the idea is we're making you coffee, but for full transparency, we are not baristas.
Oh, okay. No, well, this is tea, and if you can't make a cup of tea, then I would not suggest you try to be a barista.
Okay, yeah. So good advice.
Yes.
Good news, starting the tea then.
Yeah.
It's just a bag and hot water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never made tea.
You for me make tea.
Well,
Yeah. It's very similar as making spaghetti. It's just hot water, and then you throw the thing in, and then you just let it do its thing.
I'm a pro at spaghetti.
Harrison.
I'm a pro at spaghetti, so I feel like this is going to go.
There you go. I'm
Okay, well, but
cheering for you.
the thing is, I don't know if we have tea. What about this? Well, I bet we can get some help making tea because it's not. No offense to you, it is not tea and coffee. I mean, tea and dogs.
Yeah. That's more tea and cats, maybe, but coffee and feels more dog related. Yes.
Tea and cats. We've already got our spinoff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get you a tea. Don't you worry about this.
Okay.
It will likely be the best tea that I've ever made.
Okay.
Or you.
Oh, right. Well, it's the only tea at this point you've ever made.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we really have fun with this?
Okay,
Why don't I surprise you with a coffee?
great. I would love that.
Do you use hot, cold?
Dealer's choice.
Okay. I have
like
one in
that.
mind. I do have one in mind because I've been nervous about this, and so I've been prepping like different coffee ideas that I could make. So why don't I start working on that? There is
I'm going to make up the rules as we go along since we're still so new with this. There's a part I don't know about how to make. And so I think we should get, when we make these drinks, we should get one like phone in a barista.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll do that later on part of it.
Sure.
But I don't need that to start.
Okay.
Why don't you entertain our guests and I'll get going on the drinks.
Perfect.
Okay. Georgie, you want to help me with tea? Absolutely. Okay. Why don't we do this? I'll just hand off the tea to you or I'm going to be in real trouble.
And I'll start making the pop. Let's do that.
Go tea.
You guys need to go back.
Okay. Good luck. Okay, Allison. So Banjo is your personal dog.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't talked about is your foundation. So tell us a little bit about your foundation.
It's called Eastwood Ranch Foundation, and it's been since 2012. 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I decided to really get into rescue work. After I sort of became painfully aware of what was going on in Southern California and how much overpopulation problems we had and how really we were euthanizing so many animals unnecessarily. So it's been a long journey, and we just opened our own bricks and mortar, our own facility, which was a long time coming as well. So we've just been growing. I mean, we started doing this, in my house and in other people's houses, and then we just grew and grew, and then now we have our own place, and now we're looking to expand even more on how we can make a greater impact to help animals.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, I have your tea here.
Okay,
obviously,
thank you.
Whenever you're ready, and then I have a treat for Banjo. Should
you
you
did a
need
good
it?
job, by the way. Yes, I'm going to give you an attaboy right now.
Thank you. I had good support. I had a good support system.
I heard that.
Yeah. Okay. Now for you, do you want to guess? I'm not finished yet. I'm going to finish it. Hold on. Okay, you ready?
Okay, yeah. Huh.
No, that's not the right.
No, I mean, this looks delicious. I was just, it looked like there is a flavor on the bottom, maybe like a raspberry or peach of some sort.
Yep.
And
yeah, tell people what you're seeing.
Well, I
see?
was thinking normally there's like some sort of milk on top, but that maybe looks more like
looks like a root beer.
Yeah, like a seltzer.
Okay, it's called an espresso. I think I'm saying this right. So I did this because, depending on when people are going to watch this, it's dogs and coffee. But sometimes this will happen later in the day. And so I thought we'd go a little less on the caffeine.
Okay.
But we've got 4 layers here. This is a 4-layered system. I'm learning. I sound like an expert. Or most people listening, I sound silly. But we have blood orange, Pellegrino.
Okay.
Sparkling water. Ice, which, by the way, I had to ask Georgie, the real barista here, what order you put the ice in.
Yeah.
And he said first, which is a no-brainer, like when you think about it. and then a shot. And he taught me, I didn't know how to pull an espresso shot because we don't make espressos.
No, we just make coffee.
Yeah. So then you pour that right on top. And look how good that looks.
All right. Well.
So it's got that kind of orange tint, sparkling, refreshing water on a hot day, and then the pulled coffee shot that just kind of melts into the coffee, and your ice. Should we try it?
Perfect.
Cheers.
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 Allison, Banjo.
Yeah, Banjo, cheers. Enjoy your treat.
Ooh. It's different.
Yeah. You are the worst coffee customer.
I mean, I love it. Thank you so much.
Well, it's, I wouldn't start with it in the morning.
I feel like it's definitely
that looks like a daytime thing.
daytime afternoon, like you're
something fun
outside under an umbrella.
Like a podcast. You're doing a podcast.
Yeah, podcast. Yeah, perfect time for this drink.
Really proud to make your wife a coffee that you looked up and an English tea. Okay, we have so many questions for you because I think, so I've been following you for a while, and the neat thing about what you're doing, I think, is really, you're following a dream that so many people have where they say, I'm going to throw it all to the wind. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to have a rescue. And I think so many people in their mind say, well, I'm just going to wait till I win the lottery and then do that. And you just went for it. And so I think my, one of the biggest questions I have is, how did it come about? Like, what was did you kind of slide into this, or was there a turning point where you went, you know what, I'm going to do this? Or is it something you've always wanted to do?
Well, I was always a huge animal lover ever since I was a kid. And I knew that. I guess as I got older and I started, thinking, well, what am I going to do to give back? What does my life really mean? Am I just going to be some two-bit actress and former model? And, I was at a point where I needed to do something that was meaningful.
Yeah.
I had actually sold a show to Nat Geo Wild called Animal Intervention, and we had a season of it. So I was sort of already starting to blend my background in film and television in with animal rescue. And that's really was how that started. And that was in, I think, 2010, 2011. And then that's why I started the foundation right after I came home. And I'm like, I can't help exotic animals across America. That's not going to be my focus. I'm going to focus, on what needs to be done in my backyard. And that was how it happened.
Kind of the bloom where you're planted, sort of.
Yeah. Well, make a difference in your community. I think globally and act locally.
Yeah.
So I just did what I could, knowing that I lived here, and we there's so much need in Southern California. And we have thousands of rescues, and we still are euthanizing hundreds of animals every month. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Well, and I think it's neat too that, you chose this path, you identified it, especially because you grew up in Hollywood. I mean, you grew up on, I was reading about, you grew up on set, probably. Wait, why don't you have coffee?
I do like coffee, but I only allow myself 1 cup in the morning.
Smart. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I didn't know if it was
otherwise it makes me really, even decaf. I don't know, something about it, but tea, I can do tea all day.
Oh, that's the smart way to do it. I didn't know if it was you were on set all the time growing up, drinking so much coffee that you're like, I had to swear it off.
No, my dad got mad at me for drinking coffee when I was young. He was like, that'll ruin your nervous system. Every actor needs a great nervous system.
Of course.
And I was like,
of course, Clint Eastwood doesn't drink coffee. And it's like, what does your dad say anytime you offer him food?
Oh, a hungry fighter fights best. Yeah. And I'm like,
dads have the best lines.
Yeah.
My dad, if you had an injury, he'd be like, get in the gym and work it out. I'm like, I don't think so.
That's not how it works.
That's the way it works. Yeah. That's an old school mentality,
Yeah.
That is a Clint Eastwood mentality, and I am here for it. And if my arm was broken and your dad told me to go work it out in the gym, I would go to the gym.
You go break the other one and work that out too.
Yeah. So you decided this is what I want to do, but I think a lot of people would say that. How did you get from the 0 to 1, where right now, I mean, you have an actual working facility, ranch, and which I want to learn more about here in a little bit. But how did you go from this is what I want to do, to it being a reality?
First, it was I had a rescue partner. Actually, her and I went to high school together, and we reconnected in LA, and we decided we were going to go and do this. So having other people around me that I started meeting in the rescue community, that helped a lot. And then just literally filing the 501c3 paperwork is a huge step. You're like, I filed it, I'm official, we're approved. And then from there on out, we were off and running. And I had no idea what I was doing. And I just sort of tried to do my best and pay attention to what other good people were doing.
That's the paperwork that officially, if approved, makes you a nonprofit.
A nonprofit, yes. Federal nonprofit.
That's neat.
Which is probably a big hurdle for most people thinking about entering that space, is that they don't even know how to do it.
It's really not that big deal. I found an online service that did it for $800, and they just file it for you and take care of it. send you reminders and there's really not an excuse, but it helps to have people. The thing about rescue is if you go into it thinking I, and not we or all, you're lost because there's no way to get anything done by yourself. And you really have to find great people and rely on them heavily. And that's really hard. That's the biggest challenge, is because there's a lot of very challenging people that want to do rescue.
Right.
Their heart's in the right place, but they have some issues. And that when it ceases to be about the animals is when rescue's gone wrong. Right. And a lot of times as humans, we just bring so much of our own issues into it. And it makes it really murky and hard to do. It's already tough as it is. So you really have to work on yourself and know that you're there for the animals and leave all the rest of the other stuff at home. Leave your baggage at home.
Yeah.
I think
that's a good point.
You just took the listeners on a roller coaster because you said if there's any damage, then people want to get involved and everyone's like, sign me up. And then you said, but you can't. And they all went, oh no. But then you said, if you leave it at the door, you can. Everyone's like, great, I'm in.
And you can. I mean, you can. You just really have to come in with I'm coming here to be of service to the animals. Right. And if you can keep that mindset throughout the day, through the challenges, it really makes a huge difference. I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're off to the races.
Let's talk about something much more pleasant.
Yeah.
I took it down a notch.
No. One of the reasons we are doing this show is because, and I know you experienced this firsthand, the hard days are really hard. And you have your support community, like you said, but then outside, when you zoom past that support community, you have a lot of people cheering you on, but you have a lot of people, and I think often unintentionally, tearing you down. And so it's really hard to just self-navigate through that. Yeah, exactly.
Hypercritical, maybe.
Yeah, hypercritical. Yeah. Like for example, we said, hey, we're going to do this podcast. What do you guys think, to the community? And everyone was really positive. And one person said, I don't think you should do that. You should be in the shelter, because every moment you're not in the shelter, you're not saving animals. And so that would be really bad if you're not focusing on these animals. And it's like, well, hold on a minute. we get to be people and have fun. And I really took that comment to heart at first. I shook it off later, but I don't think she was intentionally trying to go, you can't have any fun, but she probably didn't think in depth about what she was saying.
Well, I understand her point, but the thing is that you can do something every day to help animals, especially shelter animals. Right. Just sharing one little click on Facebook of an animal that needs rescue, or doing a podcast, or calling a friend and saying, hey, I remember you wanted to adopt a dog that was, a poodle. I just saw one. Yeah. There's not 1 second that you can't find the tiniest thing to do. Yeah. Right? So just because you can't go and sit at the shelters and start helping there doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't really meaningful.
Yeah, 100%.
So, you can't, people try to give you advice and tell you what you should do, but with the best of intentions. But really, it's about what you're doing to make a difference and not anyone else's opinion.
That's right. That's right.
Well, and we all have different skill sets, too.
Yeah. I mean, some people, I have a woman who cannot go to the shelter. She just breaks down. Yeah. She's a puddle of tears and she can't go. Fair enough. What she does is she volunteers for me and she helps interview all the potential adopters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So she's a people person and she loves that. Yeah. So she just doesn't go to the shelter, but she's still helping every day.
What's your name?
Silva.
Thank you. I try to throw out credit as much as I can to people, because I think I often get a lot of the credit. People are like, oh, you're an angel. And it doesn't, no. When you see all the volunteers and the shelter workers and folks like you
community
and pouring their whole heart into it, like there's so many heroes out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So now you have your spot. So I want to get to where you opened your doors in the new facility, because I saw videos on that and it looks amazing.
Yeah, you have to come out and see it.
I would love to. Let's go now. No,
I have a coffee maker.
Oh, perfect.
We'll be there.
Get the coffee maker for the addicts. Yeah. You didn't just start day one with a new facility. How long was it when you kind of started to when you opened the doors to the new facility, and how did that operate?
We had been operating out of either boarding facilities or foster homes, and we really wanted to grow. And I just was like, we need our own place. And I just started, imagining and really sitting with what that would be like. And I looked at already existing buildings in the valley, but the valley's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
And I was like, people are going to be coming and going all times of night. This needs to be a safe place. And so where we are now in Agora, we're actually on a street that has a lot of that, but it's very quiet and it's, it's very safe. So basically I had seen this empty lot, and I had horses up in Malibu Hills, and I kept driving to the freeway, and I'd passed this really ugly lot with weeds all over it. And I kept asking my husband, I wonder what they're ever going to do with that lot. And that's how it started. So next thing I know, I inquired about the lot, and then I raised the money to buy the lot, and I wanted to own it. I didn't want to rent. I know a lot of people have rented buildings, and I was like, I want to own this.
Yep.
And I want to build it from scratch. And so that's how it started.
That's neat.
Yeah. And there were a few times in the middle of it where it was so rough that I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm bailing. I'm not doing this anymore. And then I would have those people that I've surrounded myself with that are my cheerleaders to go, no, like, this is just the rough patch. You're going to get through it. Don't give up. And so thank God for those people. And, they helped a lot.
That's kind of good to know. Not that I'm glad you went through those challenges, but like, I do think when people see the center and how amazing it is, they just go, well, how amazing is that? That must have been easy. They don't realize the trials that came through it. Is there a specific really hard moment or time that you remember that almost stopped you?
The biggest problem was we bought the land in 2019, actually finished the purchase, and then 2020 hit.
Oh, pandemic.
So we actually broke ground May of 2020, and we were allowed to keep building because it was considered an essential business.
Yeah.
We couldn't fundraise that year. It was an election year. It was just a nightmare. I don't think we hardly made any donations. And here I took a bit of a gamble. I decided to start building without all the money. And I had believed that in my heart of hearts, that I would be able to do this. And there were a couple of times where I didn't have the money and I had to stop construction. And I was like, this is not going to work. I can't do this. And it was just, and a lot of people just assume because who I'm related to that, oh, well, your dad must write a check, right? Or you're just well-funded or whatever. And I'm like, no, we're a public charity and I raise every dollar and I go out and I ask for it myself. And that's not something I'm comfortable doing. So that was the hardest part, was just getting through COVID and all of that and still believing that it would happen and not knowing, how long we were going to be in this lockdown. I mean, it was just,
right.
Everyone was going through their own nightmare. So
I can see that.
Yeah.
That is interesting. So yeah, because of your name, do you almost have to storytell and show them everything you're doing so that they understand why they're donating, so they don't just assume you've got funds coming from elsewhere?
I think it speaks for itself, and you can tell that this is something that's grown, over the last 12 to 13 years and proven itself to be an organization. It's not my vanity project or my family project or anything. I don't even consider that building or facility. It's not mine. I built it for the animals and the people. So
it'll live past you.
It'll be my legacy. And that's what I wanted. That's what I had aspired to do.
We have a fun segment and I'm glad you're here because you get to play.
Okay.
It's called Guess That Bark.
Oh my God.
We should add music to that. Guess that bark. You're going to play. Don't be peeking.
Sorry.
Don't be peeking at
I'm
this.
not looking.
Oh,
I don't even
too?
know. I guess
I
so.
put this together. So you've got to have a teammate because otherwise you would, well, let's see who, the thing is you're in rescue. You hear a lot of dog barks, more dog barks than the average person. And you too.
Unfortunately, yes. It's not my favorite sound.
Yeah. Sometimes you're like, I know what that bark means, and it's not good what's happening.
Or
Yeah.
a bark any day.
Well, knowing the T in cats thing, I should have done cat meows, but I feel like that'd be a lot harder. I'm gonna narrow it down for you. So I'm gonna give you 3 dogs, and then I'm gonna play the bark, and then you guys get to guess which one of those it is.
Okay. Based off the 3 options that you're giving us.
That's right. So the first
that
one.
narrows it. Help.
Oh, so we don't just have to know what it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's
give
right.
us
That helps.
options.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We want you to leave this going, well, those guys were nice. Not I hate them.
They wanted me to know what dog was barking.
Yeah. So the first one is your options are Doberman, Lhasa Apso, Cane Corso.
Okay.
Oh. Well, it's definitely not a Lhasa Apso.
Yeah.
I think we can take that out of the mix.
I feel like it has kind of that deeper, like little raspy,
Yeah.
you know, which
Yes.
kind of reminds me of Kobe.
Okay. Kobe will do that sometimes.
But then I started,
Yeah,
the wheels started turning, and I
At
was
the
like,
end, the high
Doberman.
pitch.
Doberman, yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
Doberman, Allison.
Well, I guess I'll just say Cane Corso to make it interesting.
Okay. It's a Doberman.
I had a Doberman mix for 15 years, so
You got used to
yeah.
that
maybe I'm a
sound.
little
You
used
know.
to it.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
slight
I also like
advantage.
how Banjo was like,
Whatever.
not scared.
No, but if my dog Luna, who's a German Shepherd Akita, if she had heard that,
She would have gone
she
off.
would have
Yeah.
been flipping. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Banjo
the
is a
Akita.
terrier,
The
not
Akitas are like, I've never had an Akita before, and what an interesting breed. I was like, oh, dear Lord, we are in for it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're feeling confident because the next one is not going to be easy. Min Pin, German Shepherd,
Really?
or Chihuahua.
Okay.
See, I'm trying to make it. I want our guests to look good here. I don't want to make it too crazy. All right, so Min Pin, German Shepherd, or Chihuahua. You
Okay.
guys ready?
Yep. I mean,
That's tough.
yeah, I
'Cause
don't
the
think
two
it's
of
the
them
German Shepherd.
We, yeah. But I don't know. I would say my first instinct was Chihuahua.
I mean, we had a Min Pin.
I know, but everyone called him a Chihuahua, so
He did.
They're
He got
very
so
close.
offended. Yeah,
I
but he got
know.
really offended
They're
when you
very
say that.
close. I'm gonna go Chihuahua.
It's a Chihuahua.
All right.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
gonna trust my instincts.
Yeah.
Okay, but Alice is still a point ahead. You're going to have to
Yes.
pull ahead on this one or
Well,
you're out.
If she beats me, I think
voted
it's
off,
probably
yeah.
well deserved.
Okay, yeah. Okay, true. That's true. Okay, so this next one, the options are Husky, Rhodesian Ridgeback. Let me try that one more time. Rhodesian Ridge.
Yeah.
That one.
Say that 3 times.
Or Bloodhound.
Okay.
Oh. Rhodesian Ridgeback,
Yep.
Bloodhound,
Yep.
or what?
Husky.
Husky.
Husky. Okay. Bloodhound.
Yeah.
Banjo's reacting to that one,
yeah.
looking around like, where is
We
this?
do howl.
Looking at
We
it.
howl at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they get all
she likes
going?
Group howl. Uh-huh.
it. That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So what are our guesses there?
Bloodhound.
Bloodhound, yeah.
Okay.
Great. Well, we did it.
That is no. That's a Husky.
No, really?
Yeah. You want to see it?
Oh, my God. That's awesome.
I'll show you. I know. That's.
You
I
know
knew this
what?
one.
Come to think of it, I didn't really listen enough.
I put Bloodhound in there because it sounds.
It sounds just like
I specifically put in like funny Husky sound.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can
That
see it,
looks
right?
Yeah.
just like the dog that I was telling you about that got the home with the broken leg,
Oh,
the
yeah,
blind
yeah.
broken leg
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah. Because I put in like funny Husky sounds to kind of throw you guys off, and it worked.
You did.
Yeah.
So there you
well,
go.
you can hear Huskies when they hear an ambulance go by. They like
Oh, yeah.
mimic that
Yeah, that's
sound.
true.
Yeah.
They're so good at it.
That's how we got our dogs to howl. Was we got ambulances on YouTube and just kept playing it until they
Until they did it.
And they were like, "Okay, fine, we will
We'll do
howl.
it."
Just stop playing the damn ambulance." Yeah, that was the only way because they'd go outside and it'd come up off the canyon and you could hear it. So the dogs would start. I'm like, "Well, we have to get.
We
have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works."
Okay. Tell me about the ranch. How many dogs and cats do you have right now available for adoption?
If I had to guess, yeah, I was out of town, but and it fluctuates so much. I would say probably right now we have maybe like 35 dogs and maybe about 35 cats.
Oh, so a good amount.
Yeah. I mean, we had we maxed out a couple weeks ago at like 47 cats, and because it's kitten season, but that was too much. So we can't handle it when we know our threshold with cats.
Yeah.
We have not done that with dogs because obviously there are much more work to care for than cats.
Right. And how do you, how do these animals end up at your facility?
We focus mostly on the ones that are most at risk. So we have people that we work with at the shelters and all different kinds of, networkers and volunteers, and they contact us. And then I constantly look on different pages and I take who I think we can take. We take a lot of small dogs, and we, haven't been able to take as many large dogs because they're just not getting adopted right now. It's really been tough.
The large ones.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think, they're more work, and, it's bigger dog, more to clean up, we have to walk them more. I mean, little dogs are much more containable. And also there's a lot of places in LA that won't allow people to rent, with a dog that's over 30 pounds. Yeah. So you're just getting, these sort of, it makes it more difficult. And if they have behavioral issues, people are like, oh, I've got this 60-pound German Shepherd, and it's, they don't want to put in the effort. A lot of people just want to show up and go, I want it potty trained. I want it leash trained, behaviorally trained. I want it to like children and cats. And I'm like, wow, okay, tall order. Yeah. And actually, most of that responsibility is yours.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
So there you go. And a lot of people don't want to do it.
They could treat it like ordering a vacuum. Like, I want these specs.
They want to customize and they want to have it done. And, these are animals that have just come out of a very, very stressful, mostly horrible situation. So there's just no way. It takes months for them to decompress. Months.
Yeah. Do you have, I noticed that you guys are a sanctuary and a rescue. So do you have some sanctuary pets right now?
We call ourselves a rescue facility and an animal welfare organization.
Okay.
We want to have a sanctuary, and we don't have any animals that aren't not adoptable. At this point, we don't have anywhere. But my next goal is to have land and to have an actual proper sanctuary, because there are just a lot of animals that are probably never going to get adopted,
Yeah, we know.
So, yeah.
What do you wish more people understood about rescue work or working in a shelter?
Well, that it's just an awful, awful job. I mean, if you're like, we work at we're a private rescue facility. I don't even call us a shelter, because we don't take owner surrenders unless there's a grievance. And we don't, I shouldn't say that. We just caught 2 German Shepherds that have been running around at USC for the last 3 months. We don't typically go and take strays off the street.
Okay.
Our mission statement is to focus on at-risk pets in high-kill shelters. So we're not a municipal or county, we're not involved in any of that. So it's a little different. But anyone who works in those, that's a really hard environment to show up to every day and not either just completely shut down and disconnect, or, not just harden your heart. Mm-hmm. So I give a lot of credit to those people that do that, because, a lot of people slam the shelters. Oh, why are they killing? Why are they doing this? I'm sorry. There's so many animals. What else are they going to do? There's no room. There's no funding. There's not enough spay and neuter. There's not enough responsibility taken by humans. There's nothing else to do,
Yeah.
Really, I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to put them. And we send them to Oregon. We send them to Washington. I've sent them to British Columbia. I've sent them everywhere. And it doesn't matter. They just fall out of the sky, like thousands of them.
Really
I don't even know where they come from.
Yeah.
By the day. And it gets worse and worse every year.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the one of the reasons we're doing this podcast, why we have you on here, is I think the answer is more folks like you. Because as we start to get people that go, hey, I can help, even if it's on a small scale, which is a question I have for you next. How can people help? Can they start a foster within their home or a small rescue? Or like, what if someone wanted to start down the path that you're doing, even if it's not a big facility, would you recommend it? How would you do it? Like, what do you think?
Kind of what I touched upon earlier is that you can do something every day. Almost everybody is on social media. Start following your local shelters, start following, and then you can just start sharing, I mean, collecting blankets and towels and doing a collection of things, newspapers, calling the shelters or calling rescues, asking what they need. If you can't give monetarily, then how else can you give? There's so many things to do. Going around to your local restaurants and businesses, asking them if they'll do a special day where they'll give some proceeds. I mean, there's so many things. Like, seriously, just Google is free, okay? Or relatively free.
Yeah.
Just start, just start opening yourself up to it. It will come to you in 10 seconds. And there's just no excuse if that's something you want to do. But I've had a lot of people go, oh, I can't wait to come volunteer. I can't wait to do. Okay, yeah, whatever. Let's see when you actually show up.
Right.
And a lot of them don't. And I don't have judgment about it. I understand. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of hot air out there. So if you're going to say you want to be a part of the solution, then do it.
Go be part of the solution.
You can do it on the most minuscule level.
Yeah.
And it's really a no-brainer. So there's no excuse.
It's like a gateway, isn't it? Oh, and that's the neat thing I think about folks watching this, whether they came here to see you or they love coffee or they like dogs and they don't know where to get started, is like we have a passionate group of people that are actually taking action, which is so encouraging and so awesome. And so to the listener listening right now, I agree with Allison. Like, it's a gateway, right? Start with something small. It will lead to more. You will learn things. Even, I'll bet, don't do it now. Wait till the end of the podcast. But then get on your phone and just Google animal shelter or animal rescue in your area, and you will be shocked at how close some of them are. You can go visit them. Don't worry if you get rejected that day. Come back a few months later, try again. And to your point, the shelters, the staff is overwhelmed. They're shut down. They're in compassion fatigue. They're underpaid, and just have grace with these folks. Like, they don't. A shelter is not set up to be a customer service organization. It is set up to be an animal shelter.
It is a last stop.
Last
it's
resort.
the last resort.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, it's like going to prison almost, but they didn't do anything most of the time to deserve it.
You're going to get the customer service level of like the DMV. Nobody really likes going to the DMV. It's government operated. And if you get in and out of there, like in a normal amount of time, you are stoked. And not that that's what it's like going into a shelter, but that's kind of the fatigue, I want to say, of the workers. It's just day in and day out. And it's also a product of the community. Like, if the community didn't have this problem, it wouldn't be on the shelter. Yeah. And so that's why everybody needs to get involved.
And also, can I say one thing too? I think it's really important to touch upon, well, why do you want to help animals, and where is that coming from before you get into this? Because once you do kind of get into it, I say animal rescue is like the mafia. Once you're in, once you're made, it's done.
Yeah.
You really can't unsee that.
Right.
And you're part of it. So check in with yourself just to see what you're, are you doing this because, oh, it's so cool and you get to have Instagram content?
Right.
Or is it because it's something that makes your heart sing and it's something really powerful? Because it's going to be such hard work and you're going to be so gutted and so emotional that if you're coming from the wrong place, don't bother doing it.
Yeah,
I hate to say that, but please, I'm trying to tell people, don't go there unless you're really willing to go there, because it's really intense.
First, let me say, I agree. You have to know where you're coming from to start this journey. And second, I would say, if you just tweak it a little bit, because you're right, sometimes people are like, oh, I just want to get some cute Instagram photos, or I love dogs.
Be part of some movement.
Yeah, I want to be part of a movement. But I'll tell you this, if you're honest with yourself and if you go one question deeper and ask why. I want to get Instagram pictures. Why? I want to be a part of a movement. Why? And then if you're just honest with yourself about it, it is really powerful. Like, if I really boil it down to why I can really relate to dogs in the kennels in their lowest moments is when I was a kid, my dad left, I was abandoned. I didn't know that until years of spending time with dogs and relating to them. And they will bring you to your humility and your humblest moments time and time again. And if you understand why and where that comes from, you can just have so much more momentum, power, ability to relate to the animals that you're trying to help. And if that is, I am shallow and I want to just get Instagram photos, and you're honest with yourself about that, it's okay. Because animal rescue will give you the depth you always dreamed of. So just, I would say,
whether you like it or not.
whether you like it or not, right? It's like, it is what's so amazing about dogs and animals is they will bring the humanity out in you if you're willing to let them.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a heart opener.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a couple questions here. I think this is really important. What is next for the Eastwood Ranch Foundation? Any plans or things you're dreaming of? What's next?
Lots of things. We are just about to purchase our first spay-neuter van, mobile spay-neuter van.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're going to be starting to do mobile spay and neuter in around areas that need it. And hopefully finding a way to subsidize it.
Yeah.
So that we can make it extremely low cost for the people who want to do the right thing and can't afford it.
Spay and neuter, when I see organizations doing that, it really shows how selfless the organization is, because it's not sexy. It's really hard to get traction on as far as donations and outside pull. But when you're in it and you see firsthand the challenges they're having, you know how important it is.
Oh, yeah.
Singly the most important thing out there outside of legislation.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How can people support your work?
You can go to the website and you can come out and see the ranch if you're in Los Angeles, or, I think the biggest thing that you could do is start your own work. That's what I would encourage everyone to do, is find a way to, if you love animals and you want to make a difference, is start your own work. And that would be the best honor to me, is to inspire other people to help.
Yeah. Okay. Now ask me that question like I'm Allison. Go ahead. Ask me that question.
How can people support your work, Rocky?
Give us money. I will link your organization. Guys, if you can go even just make a small donation, it makes a big difference. You also have really neat merch too, and that supports what you guys are doing.
Well, this is a staff t-shirt. It's also absolutely, and if you've noticed, I've been touching my face. I don't realize she was shedding this badly. I'm so covered in dog hair that it's crazy. But we have hats and t-shirts, and the other thing is September 20th. Yeah. This September 20th, 2025 is our fundraiser.
Great.
It's at the ranch.
Okay.
Tickets will be on sale soon. So just keep checking the website, eastwoodranch.org.
Great. So if you're local, or if you want to come in to California and visit, all the bad things we were saying about California, that was just a joke.
They won't be happening on September 20th. I talked to someone about that. It's handled.
Perfect. So come on in. And last but not least, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you'd want people to know about you or your organization, or anything else you'd want to say?
Well, I'm just thankful that you guys are doing this, and I think everything helps. And, it's always nice to dialogue, and you learn so much from talking to people, and, it's just nice to connect.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on here, especially when we're like coffee and you're like, I'm not having any of your coffee.
If you came to my house at 5:30 this morning, you could have made me coffee.
Okay, next time.
Much different interview.
Yeah. And I guess we should have dug in on this, but we got so excited about the dogs. What is your go-to morning coffee? How is it? Is it black? Do you make it special? Like,
God, I have, this sounds...
This is great. Now we're getting to the juicy part.
No, this just sounds bad, because, there's so many great coffees and so many great ways to make it. And I actually just really like this organic instant coffee.
Can we beep that out, guys? I'm
kidding. It is organic. I like that.
Listen, I'll go through McDonald's to grab a coffee. Like, we're not above it.
I'm not fancy with the coffee, but I don't do milk. So I just drink it with like some kind of almond milk. Or
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
We drink black coffee in the morning.
We are really enjoying this coffee journey, but yeah, we never want to be above just grabbing a coffee and like we don't want to, that coffee person, just like that dog. We are that dog. And
Yeah,
coffee
I
person.
think that's us.
But those people where you're like you can't even feel like a person around them because they're like, oh, you don't drink, this sort of coffee. It's like,
the ones where the beans come out of some animal's digestion system
Yes.
or something. Well, some $100 a pound, whatever.
Yeah, well-
and, it has to go through diamonds. And
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because we actually got you a bag of that to take home.
did you?
No, I'm kidding.
I've always wanted to try it.
That would be great.
I mean, whatever.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And Banjo, we love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Banjo. Let's get some pictures with Banjo for sure.
What a cutie.
What a cutie. All right, everyone. Allison Eastwood, thank you very much.
Thank you, Allison.
I am really impressed, that someone decided to take that path because she definitely could have just continued to be Hollywood, get the roles with her dad and not that there's anything wrong with that, but she carved a path for herself. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's amazing that anytime anyone chooses that path, it's really inspiring.
I have a segment that I want to do here at the end.
Okay.
I actually got this from Dax Shepard, Armchair Expert Podcast.
Okay.
They do a fact check at the end, which I think is so good because then you can just have a little bit more of a free conversation. And you be the fact checker.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. I didn't think you'd disagree. And I will say though, one thing that would make a big difference if you really enjoyed this podcast is downloading, subscribing. That really matters and helps get the word out. And hopefully this helps inspire people to consider adoption, and just get to have fun with some dog coffee loving people and be a part of this community. So if you can take a minute to do that, that's about all we ask. Okay, what did I mess up on?
Well, I don't know that you necessarily messed up on anything, but maybe some terminology that people aren't necessarily familiar with, like what is considered a foster fail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a fail.
It's not a fail. Well, it's when you are fostering and you end up keeping the dog in your own home and they become a permanent part of your family.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I would say that I would encourage you not to foster fail, because the more dogs you can foster, then the more you can get adopted. But if you do, it's also great. But don't ever do it out of guilt.
Yeah. But on the flip side, it's also really great to do that if you are looking to adopt. Your plan is to adopt, but you go into it fostering first. So that way you can kind of take the dog for a test drive. And if you realize the dog's not for you, you can keep fostering it until that dog does find their forever home. So either way, I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. What else?
Okay, the other thing that it was said was, I think Allison said we did a pull from the shelter.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so what that means is a lot of times if you're not in the dog world, even when you are in the dog world, you don't always, it's hard to know where the line starts and stops on, is it a shelter or a rescue or what's the difference? They're all kind of the same. But if there's a municipal shelter or like a city-run shelter, rescue groups will often form around that to help with medical costs. They specialize in things just to help to alleviate the shelter. Thank goodness for rescues and shelters. But so a rescue will often go to a shelter and take the dogs that are at most risk or who they think they can get adopted so they don't fall into a risky situation. So what a rescue might do is they might take their rescue van, go to the shelter, go, hey, today we're going to try to get 5 dogs or 10 dogs. And so we're going to pull them from the shelter. We've done this a couple of times, well, more than a couple, but it almost sounds negative, but it's not. It's a good thing. So that's what a shelter pull is. Also, jumping in here real quick, I realized that I talked about the espresso. I think that's how you say it. And I thought that was like a common thing because I'm still new to the barista world. But when I looked it up, the only place I could find it was Jitters, the original coffee pub in Oceanside, California, that Jason Mraz is involved in. So I just want to make sure I throw credit out to them in case they are the ones that invented it. But no matter what, that's where I found it. But a good drink for sure. Amazing guest.
Big thank you to Allison Eastwood, and please go follow her at Eastwood Ranch.
You've been fantastic. I can't wait for the next Dogs and Coffee. Wait until you hear the next guest we have coming on that is dog loving and hopefully coffee loving too. We'll find out. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like I said, subscribe, follow, download, do the things that you do. Appreciate you.